Being a nanny for over 15 years, I've gained so much insight into how to handle every situation. I know how to quiet down a 2-year-old at the opera, and I know how to entertain a 7-year-old at the airport for 4 hours. And all of this experience has really given me an insight into how to do a better job as an agency owner. The name of our agency is Nurture and Nanny. Of course, it's a huge responsibility. You're cooking for them, you're bathing them, you're putting them to bed. It was also really nice to make children feel safe. How you learn from a child is just to observe first and foremost, saying, okay, this is how we're going to do it. You brush your teeth at 7 o'clock and that's it. They're going to fight you every way they can, and it's going to make your job really difficult. Setting boundaries, I think, depending on the age of the child, you just need to explain why you're setting those boundaries. Talk to them and say, look, if you do this, this will happen to you. And saying, I promise I won't fall down doesn't cut it. Because I love that. I promise I won't fall. I promise I won't fall. And you're like, well, you don't know if you're going to fall. It's also about knowing that you're the grown-up. And ultimately what you say has to go. I do agree with timeouts as long as they're not used so that you can go do what you need to do. You know, a timeout shouldn't be a time for the kids to say, oh, I'm getting a timeout because mom needs to make that important phone call. Timeout is the time when you need to reflect on what you've done. I'd say for the older kids, a great tool to have in the timeout area is some writing utensils and a piece of paper. And that way the kids can talk about why they're in a timeout and also what they can do to not be put there again. I always say the best type of rewards are things that don't cost any money. Praise is a fantastic reward. Popcorn during movie night is a really great reward. Having a sleepover, you know, giving them things that you would usually give them, but making it like, wow, you were so great, you get this reward. I try to stay clear of, well, you're going to get the Sega, PlayStation, Nintendo if you're good, because then they really forget the point of the action and they're all about the reward. If you have a toddler, you know, having great colored plates that have little sections so food doesn't, you know, touch other food is great. Sitting with them while they're eating is fantastic. It builds bonds. It's a time for you to communicate. I always tell parents, even though you might have dinner when your children are asleep, have a small meal with them while they're eating dinner. So they can see, oh, that's how you use a fork. Oh, that's what you do with your napkin. So you're teaching eating habits at the same time while they're there. And that's also another time to start teaching responsibility. Or you're finished, what do you do with your plate when you're done? We take it to the sink. Turn the radio off in the car on the way to school in the morning and ask about their day. What are they excited about? Give me 3 great things about your day, maybe 1 good thing that wasn't so great. It takes 5 minutes, and once that child feels validated, you know, the whole rest of the afternoon is going to run smoothly because they won't be tugging at you for that attention. What I'm doing here is important, and it's not just a job.